There are a lot of verses about being high.
Yeah.
Daughter from hell. Yeah. Welcome to the New York Times Popcast. I've actually done that more than once or twice, if we're being honest. Of Weekly Culture Chat. I'm John Caramonica. I'm the critic.
I am Joe Coscarelli. I'm the reporter.
I'm Gracie Abrams, and I am on Popcast.
That's right.
Gracie Abrams here with us today.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you guys for
said it with her
me.
chest, too. She meant it.
I'm gonna do a quick rundown of your CV.
Of your life.
Okay,
of your life and CV,
okay.
and then we'll get rolling.
Sweating.
Gracie Abrams is a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, getting ready to release her third full-length album, Daughter from Hell, on July 17th. Beginning with the pandemic-era minor EP, Gracie has become known for quote-unquote sad girl, confessional bedroom pop.
Wow.
Is that fair?
A cackle from the
sad
crowd.
Girl. Sad. Is a sad girl, do you consider that a genre?
I've seen, people, I am a girl. And there have been sad songs.
You've been sad.
I'm just a girl.
That's who amongst us, really.
Yeah, let them say it.
On songs like That's So True,
Looking in the big blue eyes, did it just to hurt me and make me cry?
Risk,
God, I'm actually invested. Think I really want this.
and I Love You, I'm Sorry.
I love you, I'm sorry.
A proud acolyte of Taylor Swift, Gracie has opened for her idol on the Eras tour.
Hey, Gracie, you gotta come out and see this.
The pair were nominated together for their duet, Us, for a Grammy, from Gracie's previous album, The Secret of Us, in 2024.
You never read up on it, shake good over from
The year before that, you were nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. You've been selling out arenas all by yourself. This new album, written and produced with your longtime collaborator, Aaron Dessner, has collaborations with Bon Iver, Marcus Mumford, a very special co-writer who I think we'll talk about later.
Yes.
The first single, Hit the Wall, is out now.
I just hit the wall. I'm not a problem you can solve.
But I wanted to start with the title of this album, Daughter from Hell. We just met, but you seem like a very polite, well-mannered.
Are you on unusually good behavior today?
Successful.
Yes, I decided to be decent for you all.
You've made a name for yourself. You've been nominated for some awards. You seem to be winning at life. Like, where does this version of you as a daughter from hell, like, where does that stem from? Because I don't see it.
Well, that's a good thing to hear. Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks, guys. I feel, the song, the title track was written toward the end of the process of making the album. It felt like the first time I was able to write a song, but really like write anything other than a text apologizing to my mom for being so brutal growing up. And obviously adolescence is tough for the child and for the parent. I think my mom and I had we earned our relationship we have now, for sure. She is like my favorite person, and we FaceTime. I call her 6 times a day. It's one of those things.
Again, everything you're saying still makes you sound like a great daughter.
I know. Well, listen, it just took so long to get to this point, and I feel like as I have grown up, I have luckily had more time to reflect on change, and I owed her a big fat sorry and thank you. And yeah, I don't know. It was not all. It wasn't always lovely.
Like, when I look back on my difficulties when I was younger, I think the things that I was often pointing at my parents and being frustrated about were actually just things that I was going through. It wasn't necessarily directly connected to parenting.
Yes.
Does that resonate for you?
I think because they knew me very well, and so their radar for when things were off, or if I was, being like a total bitch. They're like, you're being one. I feel lucky to have grown up in the house that I did with the parents that I did for a million reasons, but specifically the way that they chose to deal with friction and conflict in our house was very much unlike how I would see it happen in other families, which I think there can be some sweeping under the rug of hard conversations that take longer in the moment, but that you ultimately, if you're lucky and stick with each other, can break through to the other side. And I think my whole family, we are all so close, and it's such a privilege to be, in entering my adulthood and to have that be true. And I know it's because of all of the
disinfecting, as it were.
That's a great word for it.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think we should say, for our listeners of yours who don't know, your father, J.J. Abrams, for many people associated with Star Wars, I guess. But
Alias?
For me, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
the creator of Alias.
Respectfully.
This is an Alias pod?
Yeah, respectful.
I'll tell him you said that.
But we're telling him right now. Alias. Alias.
A classic show.
Salute.
Lost, etc. We don't have to list his whole resume. Your mother also works in entertainment alongside him.
Yeah.
Did you play them the song, specifically your mom, and what was her reaction when she got to hear it?
I did play it for her the night that we made the song. I was in the bath and she was on, we were FaceTiming. FaceTiming. I was like propped up. And I played it for her over the phone, like phone into laptop. And she was just like, I hate the distortion on the guitar. She's like, I can't hear anything.
They are the crunchiest guitars.
It's a beautiful baritone
on
this album.
On this album, like by far.
They're crunchy for sure, but she, in fairness, couldn't hear anything I was trying to get her to hear. So I then sent it, and she did cry, which meant a lot to me. I know, anytime there's any reaction in that capacity, I feel like, But she did, and I think, we've communicated prior to that song being written, but, my apologies, like laundry list of just probably taking years off her life. And I think she received it in the way I hoped she might.
There's nothing in the song, that specific song, that you haven't expressed to her in other format, or were there certain things that you feel could only come out in this format?
I had never... I wasn't going into that song, that session that day thinking of that. This wasn't like a song I was like, I need to write the song.
Okay.
But when Aaron started ripping on the guitar, it just did that thing. I was listening to David Byrne talk about this with Louis Theroux, that he was saying that sometimes it's the music that you hear in the room that makes you recognize a feeling that you have not been looking at, that just kind of bubbles up.
It unearths it.
Yeah, so that was the experience writing that song, and I was really hardcore weeping in a way that I haven't writing a song in a long time. And there are, some descriptors, and like I think there's a softness, and like that song in particular, while it is a love letter and a thank you note, it also is, I think, presents personal anxieties about never achieving kind of the quality of person that I know my mother to be. And I don't think I've ever said that to her directly before. And it was nice to, vomit that up.
Were you a real hellion as a teenager?
That's what
I feel like
you're like, what did she do?
Were you a real hellion?
I just was, it wasn't like the craziest shit you've ever heard, but there was lots of sneaking out and lots of, I think the oxygen in our house was being taken up in different places where, like, also as the middle child, I don't know, do you guys have siblings?
I have a younger sister. John's an only child.
Duh.
Classic. I could have told you that. Okay, so...
But you're a middle child, so that's...
I'm a middle child.
That's a specific thing.
An only girl, and I feel like the, speed at which I was, I felt, socially ambitious, but also weirdly, there were just, lots of these contradictions, and I think I would sometimes put myself in positions that were actually unsafe, that I think I probably thought I was hiding more successfully than I was.
Yeah, sure.
And therefore, if you're a young kid, I think especially growing up in LA, there's like, I don't know, there's like maybe more access to things earlier on where like if I put myself in my parents' position, I would also be like scared shitless at times,
sure.
you know? So, you know, it was just lots of lying.
And you were pushing back sort of, it sounds like, against the safeness of the home that you had, where it sounds like you guys were communicating and loving.
Yeah, and also all like, you know, other frictions that are not my business to like talk about, but just the kind of like, just how it is in any household. I think there's like so much going down all the time. You're sometimes fighting to find your own lane. And for me, that included like a total rejection of being around my family, you know what I mean? And I think if you're a preteen into your like teenage years, that's probably it's like frightening for parents.
Totally. This album and the last one seem to be about working on what it means to bloom into your full adult self. There's another song on this album, Look at My Life, that also has this sort of disaffection, some angst, some insecurity that I think tracks through a lot of your music. And you have this closing line, I got what I wanted. It doesn't sit right. At the same time, it's, you know, you've achieved so much already. And I wonder, when you're still reaching for something in these songs, when you're still feeling that sort of teenage angst that a lot of us never grow out of, like, what is it that you're still wanting and reaching for that makes it so all that you've done doesn't feel like enough?
I weirdly would say that it doesn't feel like teenage angst with the place that I wrote that song from. Like I was in college for 1 year at Barnard and took a leave of absence. And I sometimes, like, there's so much life and so much beyond my wildest dreams has gone down in the past handful of years that it's hard for me to wrap my head around. And I also think that sometimes I think about what learning did I miss out on that like might be integral to my development as a person on this planet, not just like as a musician, but like as a friend and a family member and like a, you know, like corny, but like global citizen. I'm like, not that college is the place you get everything you need to know, but there was something about that I feel like part of that songwriting process I know is coming from that place. And then at the same time, if we're like looking at just that song, I know it probably sounds like I'm like down about
it does.
the whole thing.
It does.
It's really not the case.
If no one's told you.
Oh well, look at my life. Bet you can't tell, but it's kind of a bad time. A new spiral every night. Bawling my eyes out, no bottom so far.
That's not the reality. I think like for all of us, we probably find ourselves to especially doing, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but there's like something fishbowl-esque about perception with a platform. And I think it's also like,
Joe can't leave the house. I literally can't leave the house.
No, you're
I
like
just
being
need way more
followed.
therapy.
Exactly. No, but totally. I think like there is something about the perception piece that also feels strange as I do grow up and learn that there are, like, I was a bedroom dwelling teenager in many ways. I did feel I was introverted, and there's something that about the amount of energy that it takes, which I love giving, but that there's like my social battery or something, I feel like it drains quicker than other people's sometimes, and I will find myself being like, fuck.
Sure.
A
true introvert.
Yeah,
that
like
sense.
it's a strange thing. And then I'm like, ooh, like.
A hard job for an introvert that you've chosen.
Yeah, are you that way? You seem very
I'm fine.
socially
I'm fine
able.
to yell at whoever's in front of me. You know, I'm a passionate guy.
I guess it would be hard to do the job you guys have if you were like, I can't look at you in the face.
Yeah, we've gotten acclimated over the years, certainly. I didn't like set out in my career to be whatever this is.
But also, yeah, being a writer is very
Arbiter
different
of
from
truth.
being in front of a
Well, I
microphone.
mean, no, that I did set out to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
But I never had to associate it with the optics of it.
Yeah.
And there was a freedom in that. And then the change in the last 2 or 3 years, at least for me, has been striking. But I think I'm now coming back around. I think no. I'm fully liberated.
Okay.
But now I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, is this my superpower actually? Like now I'm just like, oh, like.
You grew out of this very vibrant, emerging cultural scene in Los Angeles, and then a bit in New York, as you were alluding to your year at Barnard. You know, your co-writer and longtime friend, Audrey Hobert,
Yes.
has been a friend since you guys were kids.
Yeah.
Your teenage boyfriend was working for Benny Blanco,
Yes.
became a hit writer on his own. That's Blake
Yeah.
Slatkin. You know, you guys were around Kid LAROI and Omer Fetty, Addison Rae,
Yeah.
Tate McRae, like this whole
Emerging class.
Yeah. What was it like to be part of this like very hungry, very driven ecosystem at such a young age, and then watching everybody come into their power?
Yeah.
It was so cool in real time. Because
You knew it was cool. Like you could feel the
You're
intensity.
like, oh, my
of
friends
what
are
was happening.
popping. Like,
well, I think it was really just that, like, when Blake and I met, I was 15,
Yeah.
and he was my first collaborator, and he was always as amazing as he is. Like, he was just so committed and so passionate, and was Benny's intern at the time.
Right.
So it would be like my introduction to, Benny's world was like, I'd tag along while Blake is like running an errand, and we'd drop stuff off at Benny's house. And there was this eclectic mix of artists from all different lanes, not just musicians, but like amazing chefs and sculptors. And like, it was such a crazy thing to see, like, despite having come from the household that I did, I think like nothing when you're a kid is less cool than what your parents are doing, no matter what. Like, even if like now I can appreciate like that was what a gift to have grown up with, like learning that vocabulary and all of that. This was like the thing I cared about the most. And it was like having this magical like door into Narnia, and you're like, what the hell? Like, and everyone was there because they loved each other, and everyone just wanted to make things. And then, like a couple years go by, and it is everyone you just listed, like everyone our age really working hard. And that's what I learned from Blake, just the discipline of the whole thing. And he learned it from obviously the best. And so I feel like I was just so lucky to absorb their kind of grit for it. And I also always felt like a bit of an observer, because even the kind of music that I was writing was like not as heavy, necessarily. And I really did just feel like, I'll be here, you know what I mean? And
it's me strumming in the corner
Right,
while
but-
they're making like pop smashes.
well, while they're making Stay,
Right.
you know what I mean? And it is one of the most amazing feelings ever to, like, all these years later, like Bieber and LAROI at Coachella are playing that song. And it's like that, like, I don't know, to
You're like,
feel
that's
like kind
my
of
youth.
pride. Yeah, it's just, but just it's Blake's youth.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's, and I mean, I were to run into Tate last week here. Like, I'm very, and obviously Addison, like, your guys' conversation was amazing.
Thank
you. One of our favorites.
She's
Yeah.
the greatest. So anyway, in short, yeah, very bizarre and lucky to grow up
Did it make,
around that.
given that you say I'm in the corner, watching this kind of like explosion
Yeah.
of pop, and you're sort of finding your songwriting voice
Yeah.
and exploring a different path. But on the other hand, did it at least make the whole thing seem plausible? You weren't strumming your guitar in the back of a,
No.
2-bedroom apartment in Oklahoma City.
Yes,
You're,
1,000,000%. I also think like that growing up in LA, period, it's like not a radical concept to pursue the arts
Yeah.
as an adult.
Yeah.
Like that alone being kind of normalized, and also LA being a hub for culture in the way that it was, as in like every tour comes through LA, or like there's amazing, like even, you know, like street performances, or like the museums are incredible. So you get these great exhibits. Like it was just rich with inspiration ultimately.
Top 5 LA buskers, go.
Well,
That's the hard question. That's why they pay us the big bucks. Hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah.
And what was your New York time like? You and Audrey were roommates in New York.
Yes.
What was your college experience, and what did you take back with you to LA from New York?
Well, I was just really excited to get to, I think in the way that my like mildly like rebellious, for lack of a better word, instincts as a kid, like when it came time to potentially go to college, I was like,
Far away as possible.
and Audrey's the year above me. She was the year above me in school. So she went to NYU. She had an apartment. I moved into the dorms at Barnard. Audrey, I had a key to her apartment, and I was basically kind of like every other night sleeping in Audrey's. We would share a full bed, and it was like it was just the total dream. Like it was full of music. Even our relationship has always been sort of centered around music before we ever decided to, started writing anything together. But I think it was just liberating to actually have independence in that capacity in this city where, you know, having come from LA, it's also spread out. This just felt like everything was immediately right there. And there was just lots of running around. It was like we were smoking a lot of weed and like listening to music kind of in a new way, where you're then like walking down the street completely alone and your family's nowhere near. And it just felt like that cliche thing.
Yeah.
It was that cliche thing.
It happened to me too.
Yeah. Where did you move
I grew
from?
up in Florida, so it was sort of
Okay.
the opposite, which is I came here because I had been totally deprived of culture
Yeah.
in Central Florida.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to be in New York as soon as possible to have those same experiences, but not just away from my family and everything I'd grown up with, but because it was like a promised land of all those things you were describing in LA, of music scenes and museums and then plus
Blogs.
Yeah, Yeah, they didn't have blogs in
blogs.
Florida.
So many
yeah, they didn't
blogs.
have them.
Were you taking school seriously, or was it a pre?
I loved it.
Okay, so it wasn't just a pretense.
No.
It wasn't just a
I'm still on my leave of absence. So
You're returning to Barnard.
I'm on my
We're
leave of
breaking
absence
news.
for my PhD too.
Are you?
Yeah.
From where?
It's Goldsmiths. It's one of the
Let's
University
go.
of London campuses.
Cool.
So I'm on 25 years of leave of absence.
That might be me, but when I went
Back soon.
to like file the paperwork, they were like, we had someone come back when she was 80.
Shut.
So I'm.
Oh, so you can like hold
I'm
that
sticking.
spot.
I'm holding out. I really am holding out. But I wanted to major in international relations, and I took a ton of classes because freshman year you're kind of free to explore, and I loved it. I loved it so much that it was bittersweet to leave.
I was gonna say it was hard to like once the music started.
It was so hard
enough.
to leave, but
Yeah.
also, you know, I think when I had started posting like snippets of songs that I was writing like in real time, very kind of reactively in high school, there were all of these people reaching out. You know, that when I'm like, Mom, look, she's like, that's a creep. Like, you're not going to
You're like, no, Mom.
Visit that label. I'm like, okay.
You're
thank
like,
you.
Mom, that's Lorde, not a creep. It's like, it's literally Lorde.
Correct.
That happened, right?
Yeah, that did happen.
Yes.
That did happen. That did happen. Anyway, so then eventually, when I was in college, and I went back to meet with Interscope again, and I figured it was a good time to see if it would.
But I want to talk a little bit more about your partnership with Audrey. You guys write a lot of songs together. She's a co-writer across most of your previous album. And then you got to watch her career take off in the way that it has, her solo career, which has, I assume, meant that she didn't write with you on this album. So
All but one.
right, and I want to talk about Minibar,
Yes.
great one,
Thanks.
a throwback,
Yep.
Gracie Audrey
Yes.
classic.
Yes.
But what was it like to sort of launch at different speeds and in different directions, and then take this step apart as things are going so well for each of you?
Weirdly, it's felt super in line with the way that our friendship has kind of always operated. Like we when we met, we didn't go to the same school. Then we did, and we'd hang out. Then she went to college. Whenever we're in the same place, we're like entirely inseparable.
Locked in.
And then when we are not in the same place, it's like that family thing where you just pick up immediately when you're back, and it's the like 3-hour FaceTime like once a month, you know what I mean? And the various kind of manic texts for the important shit. But it's been remarkable because we were also then roommates. Sorry, I should mention.
Back in LA.
Back in LA when I was touring for 2 years, we lived together, and that's when we made the music. And so in this moment, it actually feels like very normal, except I'm so selfishly happy that she has just blown up in the way she has, and that she's on tour, because I get to like see content of my best friend like crushing. And it feels like home when I see pictures of her and on stage, and when I hear her music out in the world. And so it doesn't feel like a radical shift for us, I would say.
And you feel like you could come back together for
my God.
subsequent projects, either on hers or yours.
A million,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
forever. Like that. She's like truly
This isn't
like
a
family.
split.
No,
This is
jeez,
a-
I'm like, don't
This
say
is
that.
okay. No, this isn't just like kind of like
No.
two highways weaving
No, it's
in
just
and out.
like
Yeah,
it's just like family. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You described yourself in the Injury magazine conversation with Kaya Gerber.
Yeah.
By the way, I think your best interview that you've done. Good conversation. Shout out Kaya Gerber.
Shout out Kai.
Real
so
good, like good.
smart.
John just kept being like, I can't believe how good of an interviewer Kaya Gerber is.
She's so
reading-
great.
Yeah, no, I
do
was
you
just
know,
like,
do you know her
100%.
at all?
Not personally, but
Well, she's
friends of friends of friends. Yeah.
She's brilliant. You can
I was like,
tell
she's
she
on-
reads all the time.
Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah.
Like I was, and you don't always get that. Shout out Mel, but like you don't always
shout
get
out Mel
that.
as
Shout
well.
out Mel.
Shout out Mel. Shout out Kai.
But you described yourself as a scathing writer. And I wonder if you can talk about what feels to me, especially comparing the last album to this album, two different modes of scathingness. There is the mode on this album, which to me feels maybe a tiny bit more self-lacerating. Whereas on the last album, there is a little bit more, it's a little more playful. It's a little bouncier.
Spicier.
Yeah. What's different in
Yeah.
you in those two modes?
I think just a couple more years of living.
Okay.
Because
Skepticism, earned skepticism.
or like just kind of, I feel like this is something that has been embarrassing for me. I think like having music exist out in the world forever after you've kind of personally moved on from the point of view from which you were writing it, where I was in the past, I think, quite careless about the impact of songs, like being on the receiving end of a song being written about you. Can suck. And I think if you're not being sensitive or gentle with the people you're writing about and with, that relationship, it can make someone feel terrible. And I have learned that.
You might want that though.
Like I'm all for being like direct and coloring with as much detail as possible and being honest and like let your experience be your experience and put it everywhere. But I do think there's a way to be kind about it. I think you can be honest and I think you can be kind, and I did not believe that maybe in the past.
On the last album, you don't think?
Yeah, and on Good Riddance as well. I think there was just some carelessness, and I think with this album, and I think it's really fun, and it's like an amazing release to write without considering anyone else's feelings. But I also want to be a decent person, and I think that on this album, generally, it feels a little bit less like diaristic to me and like mildly more existential, I suppose. As I am coming into myself, I suppose, I feel like all judgment is a bit of like self-projection a little. And I, on this album, was careful to try to really just write from having been both the protagonist and the antagonist in the songs, you know what I mean? Sort of like, I think it's exciting to me, even if it hurts, when I see my behavior reflected back to me in other people. And I wanted to explore that, and maybe even just having that level of consideration in my brain, which is like maybe even only 10% more than previous years of being alive. Like maybe that seeped into this album, or I hope it did.
You've done a lot of therapy, maybe?
I've done some.
Yeah. You're speaking like a person.
Yeah, it's a lot of
You're
self-knowledge.
speaking like a person who has done
That's
some of
nice.
the work.
I've done like emergency therapy.
Also, who amongst us?
You know what I mean? I've been like,
Is there a
look at my
line?
life.
Is there a line in particular that you regret when you think back of the way you wrote when you weren't thinking that far ahead?
There's a song called Best on Good Riddance. I on one hand love that song, and on the other hand I feel like such an asshole, and I really like don't like that I painted things that way, even if I believed them in the moment.
Used to lie to your face 20 times in a day.
I think that there's like, I feel very lucky that writing music for me, that kind of outside, whoever's outside the studio, whether it's who I'm writing about or my audience or strangers or people who hate me, I'm like, they aren't making their way in yet. So I think it's okay to like, there shouldn't be a filter when you're making anything. I just do think I am okay keeping some things from coming out if it means you're not harming someone.
This is bringing up for me is, if I think about Taylor's mid to late career turn towards fictionalization and abstraction, right? And you do that partly a songwriting exercise, but you also do it because, or not you, she also does it because after X amount of years of being relentlessly scrutinized and Wikipedia'd and footnoted and so on and so forth, at a certain point, it's like, what if I made a song that was not that?
Yeah.
How I can create some distance between myself and the sort of commentariat. That's the way you're talking about this sounds similar to me. You want to create a little bit of space between you and the maybe analysis. And some of that analysis might come from the target of the song or the object of the song, and some of it might come from your very songs.
Say it.
Some songs.
Yeah.
But also for the people who you have
The
millions
audience,
of people who care
the
about
internet.
you and who wish to unearth every detail and truth.
Yeah.
Does that resonate for you as a touch point? But like, I always was struck by how she described that turn to abstraction as part art, part defense.
Yeah, I can't begin to imagine that impulse because there's like no one on the planet who has kind of like a larger microscope on their life, you know? And I feel very lucky that that's not my reality. Like, I think I'm less so coming from a place of not wanting people to wonder who I might be writing about, but just I think like I've always turned to writing as my form of processing. And typically that's when stuff feels like impossible to put into language in any other way, like where it's easier to write a song than it is to just speak something out loud. And I guess it's less about songwriting actually, and more about the way that I hope I navigate relationships with people, which is like taking things less personally. And I think it's really fun to write a bitter song. And I think it can be really funny to write a bitter song.
Yeah.
I think I learned that with Audrey, whose sense of humor is like top tier.
Sure.
And whose wit like is a part of everything she does.
Very biting.
And very biting. And it also, you know, that's my best friend. We have this shorthand in our humor, or we have all of this information about one another that it's really easy ultimately to quickly be like, this verse, we're going to talk about how whoever he's sitting across from now is like laughing at everything, but thinks he's like the dumbest to ever walk. You know, that's easy. I don't think that actually in my quiet moments by myself, I would so quickly go there. I think I more so in the past have turned to like, it's bad that you loved me, or like, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I think I'm just trying to grow into my music being reflective of where I'm at outside of my music.
You're being quite humble about the size of your audience and the way that people want to put the microscope on your life as well. But I think your audience has only grown. You started already from a place of notoriety just because of how you grew up and who your friends were, et cetera. And I think that's only intensified. And you've been, I think, very pointed about trying to keep some things to yourself, whether that's your relationship with your parents or your love life.
Yeah.
And on this album, you're sort of letting both of those things a little bit more into the forefront. We spoke about the title track and singing about your mom. You co-wrote a song on here with Paul Mescal, your boyfriend, amazing actor. And that's Imaginary Friend on this album. And that, of course, is going to invite scrutiny into a part of your life that you've tried to keep very separate from your music and your career. Was it difficult for you to go there and say, we're going to collaborate in this very public way?
And you're going to use your real name.
Right.
Yeah, no.
No pseudonym.
No, I know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think it's like, no. I think there's I don't like the feeling of hiding. I also love privacy where it feels like the right thing. But no, it's like, you know, that was so fun to write together. It's like, that wasn't some groundbreaking event for us. Like we have a very creative, you know, home with friends who are like so good at what they do, and everyone feels happy to share that with one another. And so, no, I think the scrutiny, it's like I always like try to assume the absolute worst case scenario of everything, and then anything else is like pleasant.
Sure.
And I also think it's if you know how happy your experience was making something, or how much you learned about yourself or your partner or whatever the thing is, it's like no amount of hate or trolling or whatever could take that away. And I think that's like, that is a part of my life that brings me so much peace and joy. And I'm not going to like pretend like that's not true, but I also think it's not like an open door policy, you know, but no.
Right. It's not an invitation for...
No, but of course I understand, like...
speculation.
Yeah, but also like...
It is what it is. Sure. What does that collaboration look like? Like, how did that song come to be?
Just home, just as it sounds. Like, it's such a simple, short, you know, song, and it was really just us fucking around and
trading lines and
exactly
singing along.
Your classic process.
And was it sort of like mid-flow in the making of the album as a whole? Like, because one of the things I was struck by, obviously most of the songs here, they're written and produced you and Aaron.
Right.
There's a couple of extra writers here and there, but it's like, it's not disharmonious. You know, the song, it's not like it didn't come from left field.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the album making process. So it just did feel natural. And also I was thinking out loud that day, sort of like, there are so few kind of actual like strummers on this album. And I think coming from Secret of Us, that was like solely like, we're acoustic guitar girls, you know, like it was very, very much based there. And I kind of wanted the show to have one or two more moments where it could be super small in that way. And so that's what we were talking about. And that's...
This album, it's more finger picking than strumming.
It's like gothic folk Aaron Central. Aaron is the mayor of Gothic Folkville.
Well put. The other outlier, or more of an outlier, I would say, is the song you did with Audrey Hobert, which we alluded to earlier,
Yes.
Minibar,
Yes.
which has a bit more
Yes.
ecstatic Audrey and
Zippier.
Gracie together
Zippier.
energy. Did that come from somewhere
Got
else?
50
Was that
bucks in a brain cell.
Yeah.
a great verse
Yes.
about
Great
being
line.
high? Although there are a lot of verses about
a lot
being
of things
high
about
on this
being
album.
high.
Yeah.
I really
Now.
like
Yeah.
what's
But,
the,
you know,
there's a line about
I was
thinking
listening
about
to
hard
your
things.
Young Lean interview,
Yeah.
and
There we
I
go, right?
not quite.
Say hi to Young Lean.
Hello, gorgeous. I just sometimes your nervous system like gets really overstimulated or overwhelmed. And anyway, that for me has been up and down, like a coping mechanism sometimes.
Smooth it out.
Yeah. Or a panic
overwhelm
attack.
it. Or overwhelm it. Yeah.
I've been
Mini
thinking
bar.
through the hard things over light drugs is one of
Yeah,
the great
yeah.
turns of phrase on this album.
I
A different
appreciate it.
song,
Thank
but
you.
a good drug line.
I appreciate it.
Light
Thank
drugs.
you.
I
Light
feel like
drugs.
More
I've never
people should
heard
say that.
light drugs.
Light
Yeah,
drugs.
it's funny.
Well, you've heard
Never
of
heard
hard
that.
drugs.
Yes.
I've heard it. Yes. No, I know.
So
I like
listen.
that. No, that's good.
It's good.
It's just crazy no one's done it before. So congratulations.
Listen, and thank you so much. Minibar, I think we wrote that the same week we did That's So True, in my memory.
Okay, so it
Interesting.
is
So it's
from
those sessions.
from back
Yeah,
in
from
the
that
day.
session.
Sessions, us
yeah.
being at
From
home.
that-
Yeah,
yeah,
like we
yeah,
were just
sure.
on the couch. But yes, we had so much fun writing that song. And there was another song that I think like might be on a deluxe edition or
Okay.
something of this that we also did in that same period that is one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of. And I just like need to get it kind of right. So it's not on this edition standard.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. But it is zippier. That's a good way to put it. And it's like, I do think kind of in the way that I was describing how easy it is to make fun of anything. Like Audrey and I just laugh when we are together in a way that like that doesn't happen to me elsewhere. It's like such a specific alchemy of having known each other for 16 years and our, collaborative relationship now layered into that. There's just such an intimate knowing of one another. And I think writing songs like Minibar or like That's So True, for example, it's like just happens so quick and it's such a joy. And she is brilliant beyond measure. I really believe like, she's just got her special sauce that I admire. I've known like it's not news to me. You know what I mean? And she's been a brilliant writer outside of music since I've known her. She's like her screenwriting is so fucking funny. And like anytime she would write any kind of story, or like in college we would go line for line writing stories out at a bar. Like that was like our joy. And so I grew up with her personal voice kind of soundtracking all these different chapters of my life. And I'm just happy that the rest of the world gets to have some of that.
Yeah, the last thing you said makes me think of something else, which is we alluded to Lorde being internet friends with you early on.
Yeah.
You've been in such direct contact with so many of your pop idols and contemporaries, whether it's Taylor and the Eras Tour, as we talked about, opening for Olivia, coming up alongside the other people we named, Phoebe Bridgers, all these people who have been in your periphery and
artists.
also like closely associated with you and your career. Do you ever feel like that's been hard to differentiate yourselves from these sort of towering shadows? Obviously, it's good from a attention and business perspective to have a duet with Taylor Swift, et cetera. But
Ridiculous.
Is there any part of you that feels like it's made it harder to separate yourself from your contemporaries and your influences?
My immediate answer is no, and that to me, this has been like the opportunities that I have been granted by artists who have had significantly larger platforms than me, sharing their stage, you know, Taylor and Olivia both in like such meaningful ways. That to every stage of the, like, and Lorde, for example, you know, being so supportive early on, Phoebe being like such a, I mean, she is just like the writer of our generation in my mind, like having grown up, you know, with her music in my life and learning from each of these women as really like mentors in many ways. Being associated with them in any capacity and with their careers is just a compliment. And I think like my hope and dream, you know, I'll be writing music like if the people will no longer have me forever, but for as long as they will have me, like my hope is to be around for
decades.
I want longevity. And every chapter thus far, I've learned so much more than I ever thought I'd have the opportunity to, and I can credit most of that learning to all the women that you just listed, you know, and so.
It feels like a really, it's interesting because it's, on the one hand, it's a very fortuitous time to emerge as a young singer-songwriter, especially a young woman. We talk about this a lot in hip-hop with Drake. It's like for a young rapper who never knew life before, you know, if you started, if you were 7 years old in 2012, you know, it's like just been Drake in the water since you were thinking about what music is. And also, I think that's how we feel about Taylor. It's like Taylor's just in the water at this point. And on the one hand, it's so generative because you're just like, every day you wake up and you're like, well, there's a brilliant person. Like there's a, like, on the other hand, there's the tension of like, I want to do something more and different. And I wonder, as you've navigated, and it doesn't even have to be in this specific moment, but when you think back over the course of the last 2 or 3 albums, were there tendencies that you had to unlearn?
Do you mean like literally like like melodically and things like this?
Melodically or songwriting turns. Like, are there things that you, in your mind, were water, and then you took a step back and said, actually, their influence, how can I filter them out?
Probably. Like, I wouldn't say consciously. Honestly, I think it's like you are what you attend to. And like so much of my life has been, you know, soundtracked by Taylor's albums. And I think like, you know, she's 10 years older than I am. That's like, I think music when you're a kid and film and art of all sorts, like, that before you've experienced things yourself is
teaches
what allows you to yearn. You're like, I want that. And so Taylor's music, you know, has always been there for me in that capacity. Like, and I don't truthfully, I can't remember a time where I was ever like, ooh, that sounds like exactly what.
It's too close.
No, so far, no, but I get what you're saying. I think it's also like, well, I think there's 2 things. One, like the way that artists get like put together on like a bookshelf is like, you know, I understand that that's like the internet for you.
It's a shorthand.
It's shorthand. It helps people understand like your catalog. Exactly. Totally.
Categorize.
Yeah. And so that doesn't, you know, irk me. And frankly, it's like such an honor, you know, to be on any shelf. Like truly, I'm
You're
like,
on the shelf.
I'm just happy to be here, guys. I'm like, I'll just crawl right up.
We're gonna put.
So that's real.
It's a good gag. We should do that. It's a good gag.
Get like figurines. That'd be good. A shelving process.
You're giving us ideas for the set refresh.
Wow, thank God. And then the other thing is I like grew up in a time where like stan culture was normal. And I think like,
unfortunately,
it's nuts, but I also understand it because it's like before we had this, everyone was like, they're in my head. And now they're like in the palm of your hand and there's this kind of like access. And I think I wonder if it's actually more like critics or if it's like fans that drive the grouping. You guys would know.
I think it's both, and I think they feed off of each other. Exactly. And as much as you've benefited from the passionate stan communities of pop internet, you've been on the receiving end of some brutal stuff from them also, whether that's the Nepo baby stuff or just
easily.
cruel memes that don't account for the idea that there's a human on the other side. Like they can be funny jokes, but also you have to read them. And probably the way these algorithms work, anytime you're near a phone, they get sent towards you. I know you've probably tried to distance yourself.
I was going to say, however,
from
yes,
that.
discipline is a beautiful thing.
I wonder if you can talk a little bit about what that feels like just as a young woman to be pilloried in that way, in addition to supported.
Well, I mean, the Nepo stuff is obviously in the discourse, like appropriately. So, like,
you didn't bring your parent to Popcast. We have done that. Well, Tu Hollis was here. Brought his dad, who's a musician.
Yes, yes.
Different kind of.
Okay, yeah. If
That's
my
a
dad were a
cultural
musician,
Nepo.
maybe I'd be like, come on.
Sure.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, guys. No, but of course that's been a part of the conversation, and I like think about the privilege there, and it's like I had a safety net, and that allowed me the ability to experiment and concentrate, and I had like the gift of time to dedicate to doing this thing I loved. I wasn't growing up afraid financially, and that's like the biggest deal. And then the specific household that I was born into, with my parents both having worked in the entertainment industry for as long as I've been alive, like the way that you overhear your family talking about anything, like at the dinner table or in the car on the way to school, like there is just this vocabulary that I was so lucky to grow up with. So like when I see people pointing that out, it's like, I get it hardcore. The like jokes and things, I also understand the,
blocking Gracie Abrams.
I'm like, go crazy. I understand the tone of the internet, I'm on it too sometimes, but I also have like, it is funny when it overwhelms the things you actually want to see.
Sure.
And where you're like, because my name is my name, your algorithm is just naturally being you're being like force fed. And there are some days where I'm laughing just as hard as the person posting it.
Right.
And there's other times where like we're all people. It's like that can't feel good. And I think I'm fascinated these days. There's just like abject cruelty floating. And I think when people decide to kind of cash in on that, I worry for their heart sometimes.
Well, and also just the overall tenor of the discourse, when there is consequence-free cruelty. That's really the thing, I think. And also the ability to aggregate support from other people without consequences.
Yes.
That has
get your clout up also.
That has been obviously detrimental to the tenor of public discourse.
I feel very lucky doing what I'm lucky enough to do today. I feel support when I'm playing a show.
Which is where it counts.
When I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that people who either enjoy or just spend their time that way on the internet, the likelihood of them not getting support elsewhere is quite high.
Yeah.
And so I really actually, back to the attempting to not take things so personally point. Yeah. All of what's valid, I feel and I know, and also lots of criticism. Like I've had that thought, but 10 times worse about myself already.
The Lena Dunham version.
The Eminem of it all.
The Eminem or Lena, depending on when you grew up.
Or optimally both.
The duality.
Yes. I can't wait till those two collaborate.
Exactly. The next book. For me, it's like that will never stop happening. And if I'm lucky enough to continue gathering new listeners, I will also be gathering more of the other side of it.
Sure.
And that's inevitable. So it's like the mental discipline of like not being surprised by that is important. And I also think like forget the personal trolling at times. I just don't feel better or more. I don't feel more interesting when I spend time reading anything really on the internet. Like, truthfully, with the exception of your program and like my select podcasts, I'm not learning more than I am when I'm phoned down out in the world.
Right, sure.
And I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's London. I think it might be just this time where I think lots of friends of mine are feeling this switch.
Yeah. We've reached a tipping point in some regard.
It really does feel like
culturally.
a sickness. And I don't think people like that feeling. And so I am anticipating all of it, and I can't control it. And I
watch Popcast and touch grass.
That's the takeaway from this episode.
After listening to the album and then going back and listening to the prior album, I had two related questions. I wonder if there was a specific version of yourself or a tendency, and it could be musical or it could be personal, that you feel like this album is the one where you've left it behind, where you can like identify its presence in 2024, but you know it's not there. And then because you've been willing to speak openly about your relationship with your mother, or write a song about it, like you're elevating to some new kind of transparency. I wonder if that went hand in hand with some emerging awareness that you are more than just your parents' child now. Were those awarenesses or changes or developments intersecting in any way? Does one of them speak more to you than the other?
That's such a cool question. The first half of the answer is that I think this album had more, there was more patience with this album as a whole. I think that, especially compared to Secret of Us, I wrote that when I was touring. Some of this album, Daughter from Hell, we started on tour, but we did most of it when that was over, and it was done for the first time in 4 years. And I think there was a kind of like white knuckling, and the deepest joy of my life happening at the same time when I was touring. But I was really reactive in ways that I hear on The Secret of Us, like a kind of more manic voice than on Daughter from Hell, which I think, a lot of that I think comes from writing by myself or writing with Aaron, but like the way that we write together, I write all the words myself. You know what I mean? It is very much it does feel like I'm alone, and I say that as a compliment to him. It can feel like I'm alone when I'm writing the content of the songs. It feels like that matched my internal rhythm at this point, and I think that's a more patient person. So I think I'm slowly growing to be more patient and carrying more grace, which is what I want and what I was, raised seeing in my mom. So I think in some ways I feel more attached than ever.
That's interesting. So it's sort of a reverse in a way of,
I think
actually,
so.
I am my parents'
Well,
child.
I
see it now.
I would love to become the quality of human beings that they are, and I feel comfortable shedding light on our relationship because for whatever subconscious reason it came up now. So I'm not like putting a wall between me and what is true for me this year, but maybe I'll regret it.
I like that we came back around and ended this conversation where it began. But before we do our lightning round and our twisted snacks that you chose, which I can't wait for. I'm so excited.
You're not going to even look at me.
I want to talk about the other new chapter of your life and career, which is that you're going to star in an A24 movie. You've talked in the past about how music was your own little refuge away from the entertainment industry of your parents, and that you grew up in, and that you wanted to pursue music and never film or television, in part for that reason. But why is that the right thing for you at this stage in your life and career?
The reason it felt correct now is because it was Helena Rain, and she wrote the script and is directing the film.
And that's the director of Baby Girl and the forthcoming Please from A24, starring Gracie Abrams. Bodies, of course.
I met her 3 years ago through a friend who thought we might like each other, and we got breakfast, and it was this like I felt like I knew her forever. There was just this weird kind of undercurrent that it just felt like this electric thing. I was like, what the hell? And then 3 years goes by, and then she reached out and asked if I would want to read her script, which I didn't. When she reached out, I didn't think she was asking me to read it and potentially audition for it. I just thought she wanted me to read it, which it was the best day ever getting to read her work. And it really moved me so hard, so fast. And I called her back immediately, kind of raving. And that started the audition process, which I had no experience in that realm. And like,
So you had to, even though she's your friend, you had to audition.
many times.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So many
I
times.
like to think if Joe wrote a movie, he'd just.
Oh my God.
Just cast you.
I just think I'd be in it.
Well, you guys have a brotherly love, I would like to observe.
I hope so.
It was a whole process, but like every round of audition, like when she was like, do you want to audition? So scared for my life, but also it was such an amazing opportunity. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world, like coming home that day, going to sleeping, like I got to read her words and she was in the room and she's so brilliant. And then when she asked me back, like the same thing and then the same thing again, the same thing. And I was always just like, how cool that I get to know what this version of the circus feels like. And for some reason, she's letting me try. And it's already very humbling, and I'm thrilled and nervous, of course. And
It hasn't shot yet.
no,
Coming soon.
certainly.
All right, we're going to hit a couple questions in our Popcast lightning round. 52 cards in the Popcast deck. You will pick some at random, and they correspond to pre-written questions on our computers.
Okay.
So go ahead and we'll pull 3, but let's do one at a time. What do you got?
9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds.
Okay. How many people's phone numbers do you have memorized?
My mom and dad, and the police department.
That's good. That's good. Nobody has ever pulled that third one before.
Is that true?
So now
Oh,
there's
and
one.
my own. So that's
Okay.
4.
Yeah, that's true. That's
2 of those barely count. But you're Gen Z, right? Could you consider yourself Gen Z?
I don't know. Am I 99?
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah.
I
It's
don't
going to go
follow.
ahead and be Gen
I'm
Z.
Gen Z.
All right, pull another one. Sorry, Audrey. She doesn't know your phone number.
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. Okay.
Oh, shit.
What is the song, not by you, that you associate with love?
Oh, bless the telephone. Labby Sifri.
Ah, nice.
Great.
Good pull.
Strange how a phone call can change your day, take you away from the feeling of being alone. Bless the telephone.
Have you been listening to that recently, or is that just
Forever.
an all-timer? It's an all-timer for you.
All-timer for sure. And,
Yeah.
Since
and
before you ever fell in love?
yes, but I think like as you live, everything
It
means more.
inhabits.
But yes, that's
a
definitely
more
that's
inhabited
my
thing.
pick. For
It's a good one. You're putting the kids on. Tell us in the comments what you think of this song.
Labby.
Pull another card.
LABISIMMRE.
It's all
That's
good.
all right.
6 of hearts.
6 of hearts.
Okay, it's sort of the counter, maybe the polar opposite counterpart to that question. What is a song that you play to blow out your car speakers? Do you have a car?
I don't anymore.
Okay,
And when I moved,
because you blew out
I-
speakers.
Yes, I broke it.
Yeah.
Speechless by Gaga.
I'll never talk again. Oh boy, you've left me speechless. You've left me speechless.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, that's definitely one of my all-time
Just
car.
it's a rager. It's
Yeah.
a car rager.
car banger.
A beast of a song.
It's a
Yeah.
beast.
Should we do 5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
those are
speeding
quick.
through.
We'll
We're
put a
speeding
couple
through.
Should they
more.
be these 2 that fell, or is that
You
bad
tell
luck?
You tell us. This is
No.
Does
I
those
guess
feel
that's-
right for you?
I don't know. They kind of yes.
No,
they do.
I-
All right, pull them. She wants them.
You want new ones?
No, I want you to
no,
follow
no,
I'm
no.
not here
I
to
don't-
fight in your house.
It's the cards
I'm
are
not-
red. It doesn't
I don't
matter. It's
predispose
random.
it.
I actually-
I don't predispose
Here.
it.
How about one from the floor and
And
one
what-
from
that
the
feels
pile?
Okay,
only
fine. Fair. Good partnership.
Okay, you're kind of like favoring this side in such an aggressive way. What's up?
Do a money
don't
spread,
know
Joe.
where they
10 of
come
hearts.
from.
Wow.
Heart forward.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you're pulling. I mean, candidly, I think you're pulling pretty easy questions.
Well, do you want? Well, maybe
No,
the ones
no,
on the
it's
floor
okay.
are like the worst you've ever heard.
10 of hearts. Who's a musician people would be surprised to know that you love?
Oh, you got all playlists on.
Yeah.
So whatever. We're building the Gracie Abrams
Yeah.
playlist.
Surprised to know I love.
Yeah. Something real.
Do you know who
boomery.
Osama-san is? Okay. Sorry.
Surprised to know I love.
We're taking this question out of the.
Yeah, this is
out of the-
boring.
yeah, we're taking it out.
Guys,
This is the last ever.
Yeah,
you're
we're
the
never-
last ever person to answer this question.
I don't know. I don't find anything so wildly shocking.
All right.
It's next question.
All right. Gracie Abrams doesn't like any musicians. You'd be surprised to
Yeah,
hear.
sorry. I don't
know,
know.
I'm like,
All
I
right.
wish
Pick
I
your
had
last card from the
my-
floor.
Oh,
Whichever.
boy.
Whichever.
Yeah,
And
no.
I have to lean over and
All
change.
right. All right. There's 3 on the floor.
Oh, man.
Middle, why not?
All right.
All right. Let's see what we got.
5 of spades, whatever, guys.
Wow.
I'm out.
We really turned Gracie off of the
Fine.
lightning
Actually,
round.
this is a good one that we have asked before.
Oh, no.
And it's this is good. What do you do when you can't fall asleep?
Oh, God.
This is very,
baths.
very personal for people. This is like a very personal thing. you know?
If I cannot fall asleep, I will eat snacks and I will take a bath if I have one nearby.
At the same time,
Yeah,
you eat in the tub.
absolutely.
Yeah. Tight. Are you a brain racer like before bed? Or no?
Well, I was prescribed beta blockers like a couple years ago.
On stage?
That was the idea. And I find it's helped me off stage too. I'm like, there's like, it's been helpful. So that's also been good. But I also sort of have a competitive, probably unhealthy thought process where like, I know I wouldn't be prescribed them if the medical professional didn't think I could use them.
Well, you could just get them on the internet now, basically
can?
without a prescription.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way.
There's DTC.
Okay. Direct to consumer
There's
beta
definitely
blocker.
DTC beta blockers.
God.
Pro FDA
Just
pod.
link down below.
You're going to be able to get them at the bodega any day
At
now.
some point, yeah.
That's actually probably real. Is that
That is
real?
real.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, every time
you
I
were
take
saying-
them,
you were
I
saying-
kind
I don't
of
think you
get
can
abuse
competitive
competitive.
with myself. No. I'm not thinking like, oh God, what's gonna. It's not that. It's just I'm like, can I not handle this on my own?
Right.
Is where my
I
brain
see.
goes.
No,
Yeah.
but that's part of the reason. Like for many years, I wouldn't take Ambien because I was like, I'm better than this. I'm better than
do you
this.
take Ambien
No,
often?
and then I took no. Then in my
I
mid
should
thirties,
flip the script.
no, in my
What
mid
do you do?
thirties, I went through a stretch of time where I was like, I was sleeping so badly and up at all hours. And I was like, okay, fuck it, I give in. And then I was literally alphabetizing my CDs at like 5:30 in the morning.
like going
Like
through
totally
on
like half,
Ambien?
yeah, like half conscious.
doing reverse alphabetize.
I've taken Ambien on tour. It would not even put me to sleep.
It would just make
But
you
it
loopy.
would possess
Yeah, it like puts
And
you in like
inspire-
the room right before sleep and leaves you there.
It's a dangerous
You're gonna leave
place.
me there for so
Yeah,
long.
but yeah, so I had to get off Ambien. The Lord did not want me to be.
I can't believe that exists.
It's
Anyway.
it's a lunatic drug.
Speaking of lunatic drugs,
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful
Every
job.
episode of Popcast.
ends with a snack. Gracie Abrams
two.
walked in here and picked 2. She couldn't decide whether the sour pickle belts from what I assume was a farm stand in the Southwest.
Shout out Amanda.
Shout out to Amanda Webster,
Shout
our
out
photo
Amanda.
editor. And these Cholula chamoy rings. Watermelon, pineapple, and mango flavored.
Canadian.
Those
I
are
think
from
those will be
Sammy
really good.
in Canada.
Shout out Sammy
Canada.
Rice, our
Thank
couch
you.
guy.
Wait,
Are
These
you
are
kidding?
both
Not at
snacks,
all.
as I told you off camera, that I would buy on my own.
Yeah.
And
No
both
cameras.
snacks that I would avoid
Yeah.
like the
And
plague.
we're divided.
We're gonna eat both of them right now. You start
Thank
with
you.
the sour pickle, and I'm gonna open these chamoy rings.
What's your palate like?
It's
Sweet?
like a 7-year-old's.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
like a really mature 7-year-old's.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
All right, John, get the rings.
I mean, I love pickles, but I love
Does it
pickles
smell
a
like
lot.
a pickle?
Yeah, can we require smell test?
Yeah,
first?
we
it's
always smell. Yeah,
smell
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
But like, okay,
shit.
These are.
Is there a
sharp
right order
also.
to eat these in?
I think so.
You
I
think?
go savory, then those are going to be sweeter.
Although these are spicy
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you're going to be so mad.
and sick.
I like how this smells.
The
Sorry to
problem
the
with the
Chihuahua
new-
family.
You don't like this? Did you like this?
I love the smell. Yeah.
Oh my
The problem with the
God,
new wave
yum.
of pickle flavored candy is that most of it is not pickle enough.
It's just green.
But this one really smells like pickle.
exactly.
can't commit
He's
that
gonna
one.
hit that
All
whole
right,
thing.
John,
no.
some
This-
pickles.
You're
for
going to
you.
be super sad.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are wild. This smells so acrid.
Do you want
Yeah.
to do this
So-
one first, and this will probably be maybe a little more normal?
No.
All right, pickle
Okay,
first.
are you doing full?
I'm gonna take a big bite. I don't know. Pickle. Tastes like jerky. Oh wow, strong pickle flavor. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh my God.
I'm actually.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Do you have to swallow it?
You do whatever you want.
I'm trying to like it really bad.
This is like one of those survivor challenges
my
where you have
God.
to eat the bug.
Now I like it.
It tastes good at the end.
Oh my God.
Okay, kind of finishes okay.
It's nice. The aftertaste is actually lovely.
Okay. The beginning was really rough.
I still
Really
keep getting
pickly.
like chilled. How much?
Are we gonna rate them at the end, or we're gonna rate one at a time
I think we should rate the pickle.
while it's fresh?
That is an incredible snack. It's a 9 out of 10. Don't believe these liars.
Wait, did you say 9?
I said
What did you
9.
say?
It's so
Of
good.
this?
I think it's so good.
I'm gonna be all right. You
I
guys
like it.
are
I
winning.
want
me
more.
over.
Now you like
It's,
it.
No, I didn't give a number. I didn't
Go
even.
for it.
But you
your
made a
truth.
crazy face.
Well, initially,
Yeah.
it
Speak
grew
your
on me.
truth, yeah.
I would say it's a 7 for me.
Okay.
Because I think it's a 7.
It's very original.
It's
Yeah, I guess what are we scoring on?
it's
Just
Experience?
vibes. Yeah.
Vibes.
Just-
yeah.
it's look in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It was a 2.
Absolutely agree.
Do you like pickles?
No.
Oh, you don't eat
No,
pickles.
this is not. No.
I love pickles, and I agree. In the first few, it was
Started
a 2 as well.
really
That was
pickly.
tough.
accurate, but it leveled. It's like a 5.5 to me.
Okay.
It leveled out.
Okay.
It like went up to like a 7, and then it settled at like a 5.5.
I think we should all go with the
You
one
want the
that
light.
we,
okay.
just so that 'cause
we
it's
can match.
even,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
The flavor.
That.
Yeah. Okay, Joe's got one that's a
Yeah.
little different.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Perfect. Don't lie.
Oh, it's fine.
Really? That's so nice.
That's fine.
Pineapple, yeah?
Pineapple.
Yeah.
Little tang.
And then what's going on the other side?
Really good.
It's got. I like when gummies have. You guys know the Tang Fast sticks
Oh, yeah.
that have the marshmallowy and then the.
Yep.
That's like kind of what's happening here. I like.
Yeah, definitely one is the
Is this
marshmallowy
coconut,
side.
do you think?
All right, we'll try the watermelon. These are good. These
Wait.
aren't, they're lacking spice
Yeah, I was gonna say like
for a
Wait,
Cholula snack.
everything that is advertised in this is a thing I do not like, but the snack itself does not deliver those things.
I don't
It's
like-
like just a totally fine.
You don't like the watermelon.
Not. I don't. Not as much at all. And also, this is medium, so maybe they do bump it up.
It's 2 out of
up.
3 chili peppers.
It's 2 or 3 chilies.
But it's not spicy.
No
you know I
spice.
hate spice.
Yeah, no spice.
Like I literally viscerally cannot handle spice.
Whoa.
Cannot at
I
all.
love spicy
Tasty,
food.
though. These are tasty.
They're good.
like
I actually.
these.
I'm gonna have another one of these.
The
if anyone needs.
Canadians know what they're doing with their gummies.
This advertises as a far more
Extreme.
thing than it actually is.
Yeah, it's not extreme.
Far more thing.
I'm saying 8. It's an 8 for me. I'd eat the whole bag.
Yeah, it's a I'm not like thrilled
yeah,
by
I
it,
actually don't even want to finish this thing.
but it's but from a gummy perspective, I find it really sturdy. It's not too chewy, it's not
nice
too
gummy.
stiff. We ate some other Canadian gummies recently that we were really impressed with.
Yeah.
Sweet or sour?
They're actually on the table.
Or
We'll show you.
spicy.
They're on the table. We'll show you the
Okay.
extra pack.
Thanks.
I mean,
You're on a roller coaster with
I actually
these.
don't like this anymore.
wow. Wait,
I-
what's happening?
The watermelon turned her off.
I don't know, but I don't think I like anything about the aftertaste here. And I think the pickles redeemed themselves.
You want to do
Yeah.
the pickle hit again,
do.
just to even it out?
Thought you
Wow.
would never ask.
Pickleback is what they call it.
Wow.
Well done. Well done. That was great.
Even as a non-drinker, I know what that is.
Yeah, I think I taught you that on this show.
No, I watch TV.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I watch TV.
This was
Making a
what am I-
mess. I hope you don't have an
Who makes the
appointment
pants?
after this.
Who makes the pants?
The row.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say
They're
the
not
row.
mine. They're not mine.
That's okay. I was
I'm
gonna
borrowing.
say, no pickle dust on the row.
Yeah, first time nasty gummies have ever been dropped on the row.
Definitely.
I'm just.
I'm
different.
actually startled. I felt like I was candidate number one to detest those, and I'm startled that it's you who's having this
All
reaction.
right, we need your rating on the
Yeah.
rings.
4.
Okay.
Wait, how do you act when it's a 2? If that's how you act when it's a
I
4,
leave the room.
wow.
I
Okay.
flip the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I burn
next
the
time.
couch.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, great, because then we'll just
Yeah.
take early delivery on the next
No,
one.
maybe I don't know.
No,
It's
you
just-
can
No,
stand by
say
your
your
4.
truth.
Yeah.
4's 4. A 4 is a
Now
4.
we left you
know
holding
what
all
was
this
a bummer
garbage.
is that the aftertaste of the rings are not my favorite. And then I was like, let me palate cleanse
Start
with the pickles.
off with the
but
pickle
you,
to start.
You can't
the ugly.
start with the
Ugly.
pickles.
It's taste
Whatever.
ugly.
I'm
I don't
sorry I
What would you even
chose
call
this.
ugliness in taste? What
That's
is that
my
even?
fault.
Is there a word for
Foul?
that? Is there like a German word for that?
There's gotta be.
There's got to be a German word. Germans in the
thing.
audience,
Yeah.
please be in the comments.
Ew, dog. That is foul. But
Gracie
also,
Abrams,
thank you. Sorry.
First of all, very gay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Mary Kate and Ashley, we're so sorry. We didn't mean to get
Apologies.
any pickle dust
Yeah.
on your pants. We
They've
feel
never-
terrible.
A sentence that's never been spoken before in the history of the human
As
race.
with many sentences on Popcast. That's how
true.
we like to roll. Gracie Abrams,
Thank you so much.
thanks for being game. Exciting. Very fun to have you. We appreciate it. Every episode of Popcast is at nytimes.com/Popcast. You're watching us on YouTube, as of course you should be. YouTube.com/Popcast. Like and subscribe. Check us on Instagram. Check us on TikTok. Check us anywhere you would like to be absorbed and focused. And we'll be back next week.
We're going to work on these outros.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Wherever you
I
want to
didn't-
be absorbed.
Yeah.
Check this.
Yes, this is.
Check this.
Cheers.
horror. All of us. What the hell?
I am my grandmother's grandson.
That's amazing. What else you got in there?
Caffeinated gum?
Are you okay?
No.
Oh my god, that's why you need the Ambien.
Yes.
Girl, what the fuck are we
The
talking
water.
about?